Copy brief video with a steak dinner. This is a very expensive dinner that I want to be making for a while. This is a Cote de Boeuf. This means it literally means rib of beef. It is basically a very nice cut of the rib of a nice tasty cow. Very lovely. Is he grass fed? I don't know, but he's delicious. I wish you could smell this, but it smells absolutely amazing. Got a little bit of the bone here, which gives a little bit of marrow. You got a lovely speckling of fat. You can see a little bit of marbling within the meat texture. It's starting to go gray a little bit from the oxygen because I've been it out for a few minutes. Sorry, my hair is getting in the way. Let's record from this angle. As you can see, we got the fat cap over here. Not so much over here, it's been cut off. You can see over here the internals. This is what it is flavored. This bit right here, with loads of fat. This bit as well is really beautiful. Turn it over, you can actually see the fat cap. I'm not gonna shear this off, it's actually already been trimmed in the store, but look at that beautiful texture. That's gonna be gorgeous. So here's what we're gonna do. This is crappy. I've not yet set up a proper video format for this yet. We're gonna reverse sear this bad boy. We're gonna salt the shit out of this. Like really, I'm talking real big seasoning here. Okay, so I got Olivia. I started recording this without you, Olivia. Now I got Olivia. Okay, so we're gonna salt the crap out of this. I've already explained the meat and the fat cap myself. And the key thing is to salt everywhere around it. Like, if you think you're using too much salt, you're not, because it's a big piece of beef. Big old mess of cow. Oh god, look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's kosher salt, by the way. Kosher salt's the best for seasoning meat because of the beautiful flakiness. There we go. It's gorgeous. It's such a big cut that we're actually going to need more salt when we eat it. And now we're going to get a little bit of, now we're going to completely cover it in pepper. We're trying to get a little coarser. Look at this bad boy. Oh god, I'm looking forward to eating this. I just thought I'd make a little video of this, you know? Feel free to talk later.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not a professional video.
What are you talking about? The dishwasher in the background.
Yeah, there's a dishwasher in the background. Alright, I thought I turned the music off just to avoid it. Okay. Now, here's a thought. Oh, you're already recording.
You did say record me.
That's fair. So I'm making potatoes Anna, and I'm making Cote de Boeuf. I'm making potatoes Anna! I'm making Cote de Boeuf, you damn dishwasher. Problem is, this cooks for 20 to 30 minutes in the oven at a very low temperature. We're doing something called reverse searing. And a reverse sear is where you bring it up to, you cook it at a very low temperature until it hits around 56 Celsius for medium rare to medium, which is how Olivia likes her steak. And it's going to take quite a while because this is actually a 2-inch cut of steak rather than 1.5. So probably going to be more like 35 minutes. But it's going to really low temperature, so 100 Celsius, so it's very low. And then you finish it by searing it in some oil, but I'm going to use some ghee, which is clarified butter. And then with a little bit of thyme and a little normal butter. That was terrible, I'm going to edit that out. The problem is also the potatoes Anna cooks at a higher temperature for around 25 to 30 minutes. And they can't be in the oven at the same time. If I cook the steak first, feel free to weigh in at this point, Olivia. If I cook the steak first, oh god, you're zooming in. If I cook the steak first, what happens is that then it's sitting there and it's getting cold, and also then the meat will be cold interiorly because the sear, it's such a thick steak that the sear won't be able to cook it. They won't be able to reheat it. But if I do the potatoes first, the potatoes will get cold in the time for the steak. What do I do? I need 2 ovens. What do you think, Olivia?
I think we go next door.
Yeah, no,
and we ask if we can use their oven.
Realistic suggestions. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in the oven, and then I'm going to tent it with steak, and then I'm going to tent it with foil. Yeah, and then we'll make the potatoes. And the potatoes will be ready to go in at the end. Boom. So what you do is you get a little rack, get foil on the bottom, boom, bada and the steak's in there. We'll put it this way because the fat cap is furthest at the back, and I want the fat cap to cook more. I don't want the bone to burn. In actual fact, realistically, what I need to do is I need to do this, which looks really silly, but it works. Which is where you wrap the steak tip in a little bit of foil. I know it looks silly, but what this does is it stops it from burning, and you don't get any ugly char. This is more for appearance sake than anything else. So I have the foil left over. The foil allows for heat radiation to hit the oven to absorb the heat and then to push up to the bottom, and allows for an even cook. So in it goes for a period of time. Yeah, and now I'll make the potatoes. So potatoes Anna, and historically, I don't 100% remember the origins of it, but the dish does actually have origins in someone's lover, and they were called Anna. I don't 100%. It might have been Anna Karina. I'll definitely look it up, and I'll probably like do some weird voiceover or something.
Some French lady named Anna, Dame Judique, or Anna de Lyon named by Adolphe Douglas in Paris. It's not that interesting.
Oh, you like the knife sharpening. Most people actually do. Chefs actually do that. But I don't understand why you'd ever pull a knife towards you, so I just do that. The key thing is, as long as you're getting it like a 15 to 25 degree angle, it sharpens it. I just like having a sharp blade. I love this blade. It's Sakura, Richard Sheffield Sakura style, so it's the Japanese steel, and it's designed in this kind of rounded way. Although it's been kind of worn down by some use, and you can see some scratches of misuse. And this is where I dropped it. So potatoes Anna is a dish where you basically make thin slices of potato. Picking this, and the slices you kind of portion out in a frying pan that's been coated in melted butter, which you'll see. I've never made this dish before, but I do my research now. So these are kind of thin slices of potato, and then you kind of season them. You put Parmesan on them and salt and pepper. And you kind of fry them, and then you kind of roast them. I mean, this is just me cutting goddamn potatoes. Potatoes are cool. It would be really cool if we were drinking potato vodka. I've got a dirty martini here, very small test dirty martini. Had a lemon. Oh, hang on, there we go. Perfect dirty martini with my olives. I made some olive brine. It's pretty good. It's I think I need to up the vodka. It's almost sweet. It's really nice. I like it. I'm a martini guy. I have just rewatched all of the Daniel Craig James Bonds, so I'm feeling really martini-like. I think Olivia's probably gonna have a vodka old-fashioned though.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
She's not a big fan, but I might try it with a different ratio. Here's a fun fact. Since I'm cutting potatoes, why not? This would be a good video, right? Here's a fun fact. And there's a very common idea, James Bond, he asks for a vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. I was trying to do a Sean Connery thing there. And a lot of people argue why the hell he asked for it shaken, not stirred. Because actually, you want it stirred. Any good cocktail connoisseur would only ever have it stirred. Because when you shake it, what happens is the ice bruises the liquor. And you end up with small flecks. What happens is the ice it bruises the liquor, and you get small flecks of ice throughout your drink. And it's actually quite jarring on the palate. Most people who are cocktail connoisseurs, they would specifically say stirred. And you'd always get stirred. But an argument, I think in the books, he makes an argument that he wants, when he first orders his cocktail in Casino Royale, which in the movie is, again, he names it Vesper after Vesper Lynn. Felix, the CIA agent, says, well, what a drink. And he laughs and he says, I only like to have one drink, and it's something like when I'm busy. And I like it very, very strong, very cold, very strong and quick. I can't remember what the other one is. And I think the point is, the reason he has it with ice is because it's to dilute it. By shaking it, you dilute it heavily with ice. And it means you don't get absolutely wankered as much, because I've had a Vesper. You had a Vesper. Remember the Vesper, Olivia?
I didn't.
You didn't have it?
I think I might have tried it, but I didn't have it.
I was really sick. We ordered it in Vegas, and I ordered a Vesper. There was a cocktail bar that served a Vesper. And it's 3 measures of Gordon's gin, 2 measures of potato vodka. He specifies potato vodka in a later book. Oh, no, he says grain vodka, actually. No, he does actually say grain vodka. Whatever, that's Bond. And he also specifies 2.5 measures of quinoa lele, which isn't salt anymore, and which is not vermouth. We're making this with vermouth, though. So you gotta dilute it, otherwise you're just gonna get absolutely wrecked by trying to drink it. It looks like a lot of potatoes. It's really not. I got a little cut. I don't know where this came from. That really hurts. This was before I started cooking.
No, that was me when I was putting whatever it was on the checkout in Waitrose. And remember I knocked your hand?
That was you!
That's why I was so apologetic. Yeah, I realised I'd scratched your
I didn't even notice! Yeah. You abuse!
I'm sorry.
J'accuse! So you don't want to know how to hold a knife, by the way. I'm just going to make this a kind of general cooking thing. I know it's stupid, and this is a small channel. I mean, my other main channel is a small channel as well. I mean, it's 7,000 subs, but it's still small. But I like cooking. I cook every day. Every meal I eat is made from scratch by hand. And I just thought, people would ask me for ages, let's just do a kind of general cooking thing. This is my knife. I love it. It's a little expensive. Actually, it's not that expensive. What is it, 40 quid, Olivia? This one's 30.
I don't remember.
The set was expensive.
We just replaced it, but I don't remember how much.
We just replaced it because I dropped it on the floor and I dented the tip and I couldn't bend it back. I still got the other one here.
Yes.
Beautiful knife, but this is how you hold a knife. You get the grip along the side, nice and sturdy, with the little finger running pressure. Thumb, 4-finger grip. And it means you can kind of, you see this? And it's hard to describe, but you get used to it, and it just gives this. It's really potato.
The potato.
This one I'm not doing it very. I'm not doing it like I could do, which is like this. Mostly because I know because I'm talking, I'm not paying as much attention. Notice the claw grip. Claw grip means that I don't cut my fingers off. If I make a mistake, I just peel the skin from my finger rather than chopping my fingers off, which is preferable, generally speaking. Okay, so it's been in the oven for 25 minutes somehow. Oh, yeah, that's definitely not done. Oh yeah. Reverse sear steak looks disgusting, but it's meant to. So the purpose of it is that it's, it brings everything up to the right temperature, and then I sear it to make it pretty. So I actually think I don't even need this because obviously it's just a low temperature. So what we're looking for is 115 degrees Fahrenheit on this bad boy. It is actually partially cooked because it is, yeah, it's not even close. So it's because this is an absolutely massive cut of meat.
It smells nice then.
Yeah, what you can, smell-o-vision would be so good. That's 76 Fahrenheit, so maybe 3/4 of the way there. So what you're smelling, Olivia, is you're smelling fat beginning to render. If you just look at this bit here, so this is a beautiful piece of fat. This is not a fat cap, this is the inseam fat. It runs from the bone here and it connects to there. Very valuable piece of fat for the beef. This is the ribs. If you look at me, it's right there on the ribs.
That doesn't really work because it's really sunny all of a sudden.
Ribs. There you go. So this piece of fat is actually quite similar to the bit of fat you might get on a like a good pair of thing of ribs, like a rack of ribs, but much thicker because the cows would allowed to grow bigger. So, but this is where the flavor is. This is slowly rendering, and it's imbuing the meat around it with delicious flavor. And ow, that's hot. Just see if we can crane around here. As you can see, the fat cap. If you can see that. The fat cap is beginning. Ow, it's hot.
What?
I'm so stupid. This is beginning to crisp up. Now, we're not looking for any Maillard reaction in this. I'm going to give this another, I want to say 12 minutes. Alexa, 12-minute timer.
12 minutes.
Ooh,
starting now.
Look at this. This is terrible. Well, who did this? Who did this? It was me. We don't want to be creating something called the Maillard reaction. This is a very basic cooking element. If you don't know what it is, I'll explain it. The Maillard reaction is something that happens due to sugars. When sugars heat up, what happens is they I'm sure this is going to be too boring. I might even cut this, but you know what? It's science. It's fascinating.
But I'm listening.
Thank you, Olivia. This is that crusty flavor on the steak, and that crust really abused the whole bite with this monstrous level of flavor. And that can only happen when there's a low level of moisture. So by slow cooking it in the oven like this, at a low temperature, it brings it up to the temperature that it needs to be to get the right color. But it also allows the water to begin to evaporate. And once that's done, we can take it out, and then we're going to sear it in a ripping hot pan. And that's when we're going to caramelize it. But that's where the flavor's going to be. Now I guess I'm going to prepare the tates. So this is the next part of the potatoes, and that's what I've done is I've melted some butter. I've seasoned it because it was unsalted butter, and I put thyme in it. And it's just to turn the temperature off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just layer some tates. So we're just going to create this kind of concentric circle pattern. I probably should use better sized potatoes, but I'm very lazy. Just so lazy. The idea here is to create this kind of sexy layer. And the interesting thing is with this is actually going to be this bottom layer is actually going to be the top layer because it's going to be flipped over. Patterns are important here, but at the same time, it's for me and Olivia, and I guess for you. Yeah, we don't really matter. We don't really care. We never really care too much about presentation. This is a very presentation-friendly dish. It is designed to be presented, this dish, but,
You mean to be doing another layer of these potatoes?
Yeah, I'm not going to have potatoes, have
You're
I?
going to run out of potatoes.
Well,
I
we'll
think
see.
we might have to cut some more.
We give it a nice little layer of salty, peppery pepper. It looks like a knot, but it's not, because, that's my salt. You're kind of on my salt. She's using my salt as a tripod.
Well, I guess I'll move on to the cheese grater.
Perfect. And then we're going to give it a good layer of salt, because potatoes without salt is life without joy. And then, because Olivia
So you think about taking my cheese grater?
keeps using the wrong thing, we're going to take her cheese grater,
Hey, pepper grinder.
and we're going to give that a nice fine dusting of Parmesan. Now, the thing about the Parmesan is it's going to melt in, and you're not really going to get Parmesan flavor because we're not. It's not going to be an overwhelming level of flavor. What it's going to give is this nutty, sweet saltiness that Parmesan lends to dishes when you kind of dust it like this with potatoes. And it's going to give it a really beautiful flavor. I love the look of dusted Parmesan. Isn't it amazing?
It snowed on the potatoes.
It's like beautiful snowfall.
Yeah, I think we do need more potatoes. I was thinking of like when you have pieces of potato, but if you're making a dish like this, my estimation was wrong.
Yes, it was.
Do another layer?
Yeah,
More
alright.
potatoes?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cut?
Yeah, cut. Grated more potatoes because I don't have enough potatoes. And then what we're going to do is we are going to then...
Cheese?
Nope, no more cheese.
Sorry, cheese.
We're going to heat this over high heat. And what's going to happen is we're going to put a lid on it. And
That's just boring.
Well, no, I'll put it like that. I'll put it later. And what's going to happen is that the bottom layer is going to brown beautifully for about 3 minutes, maybe. And then maybe 3 to 5. Depends on the intensity of your hot. Hey, no, leave that steak alone. Back to the potatoes. Then it's going to turn into this caramelized layer. Where's my parchment paper? You have parchment paper, right?
No, we used it making the pasta, remember?
Oh god, we got parchment paper? That's like a key ingredient here.
I guess I'm going out.
No, I'm not gonna send you out for some freaking parchment paper.
You've done worse.
It's called a cartouche. Cartouche. And what it does is it provides this kind of... It's not a layer of insulation, but it stops moisture gathering. I'll use foil. You're not supposed to use foil, but I will use foil.
I can go and get foil.
No, I'm not sending you out for parchment paper.
I was trying to get dressed. I'm just going like this.
No, that's abuse. So we'll just use some freaking foil, man. The idea of a cartouche is that you... Hey, that's taking long. It's not pretty yet. The idea of a cartouche is that you cut it to fit the size of your thing, and it goes on in this beautiful little layer, a little circular layer. Oh man, this is actually not a terrible circle. I am not a very good handy person. Like, I know I'm a great handy person. I'm not a good thing with cutting.
That's the best circle we've ever made.
That's actually like probably the best circle I've ever made. What the hell? I'm a genius.
I know 4-year-olds that have achieved that.
Alright. So what we're doing is we're caramelizing this, and then we're going to put the foil on, and then the lid on, and we're going to cook it for 35 minutes. And that makes potatoes Anna. And then once that's done, it's going to come out, and then I'm going to finish the steak, and then I'll sear the steak, and then I'm going to make a sauce for the steak. Now, this is actually Cote de Boeuf. It almost certainly does not need the sauce. But I want the sauce for the potatoes primarily, and I love the sauce. It's called a Benoit sauce, which means black butter. And it's basically just a balsamic vinegar reduction with butter and garlic. And it's just, oh, so good. A little bit of chili. It's so good. And also bourbon, but I have no bourbon. I might use some vodka, maybe. I like it with bourbon. And then you just pour the sauce over. We have no vegetables. We have carrots in the fridge, but this is fine.
We got pickles.
We got pickles. We got pickles. Bread and butter pickles. Let me show you my bread and butter pickles.
Oh yeah.
And then we're just gonna check. Now the problem is you can't really see the bottom. What you can do is you can smell it. Look at the potatoes, not the steak. And then you can't smell this now. What you're smelling for is the beginnings of brown butter.
Yes, camera. I know you can't smell this now, but you'll be able to smell this later.
Yeah. No, but I mean like when you make it yourself. Now I'm gonna stop it. Crack it in there, and there's not enough room. Life is pain. Oh, my eyes. Oh, the burning is burned. Alright, and in it goes. For 35 minutes. Alexa, 35-minute timer. And now I drink my martini with my frilly umbrella. Okay, so the potatoes Anna is done. The steak is beautifully cooked. You can now focus on the steak. You can see the fat is supple. It looks ugly as hell, right? It's extremely ugly, but now we're gonna fix it. This is the reverse sear method. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this bad boy. It hurts my fingers slightly, and then we're gonna char it. And what we're gonna do is we're in that sexy Maillard reaction. It is possible that things could go beep 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 beep, but you know that's life. Now, because this is a big piece of meat, you can actually tell it's starting to cook because the bone is it's almost done. This means it does this when it hits rare. The bone is starting to pull away from the meat. You can kind of see how I can move it really easily before it was rigid. So we're going to just sear this real quick on all sides, including the fat cap and the meat cap here. It's not called the meat cap, I don't know what it's called. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of butter and some sprigs of thyme to give it some sexiness. And then we're going to cut out. I cut my finger on this packet. And then we're going to, don't zoom in on my failure. And then we're going to make a Benoit sauce with balsamic vinegar and garlic. My breath is actually misting in the air with the window open. This doesn't take long at all, 45 seconds aside, because it is cooked, it is completely cooked. We want this to go as quickly as possible. We just want to give it this sexy char, and look at that, that's almost there. That's what gives it that beautiful flavor. This is the Maillard reaction. The Maillard reaction is, like I said, it's a caramelization of sugars on the surface of the protein surface of the structure of the meat, and it browns due to high temperature. I think it starts at around 144 Celsius. And then it continues all the way up to around 350 Fahrenheit. And I swear that I went Celsius to Fahrenheit, but I just don't 100% remember it. And that is char. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn it like this. Oh dear. I'm just going to brown all sides. When you got a big piece of meat like this, you got to make sure you brown all the sides. You got to keep it sexy, guys. You got to keep it sexy. Alright. I realize now that I have forgotten the garlic. Oh well, cut that in a minute while this rests. Yeah. You notice, the thing is, we could have eaten it, just taken it out of the oven, but you know, it just doesn't have that nice mouthfeel. Look at that beautiful crust. It's gorgeous. Perfect. A little bit of splashing, but that's alright. Look how quickly it cooks. We want to do this really fast because we don't actually want to cook the meat. The longer it stands in high heat, the more gray ring you get, which is a kind of discoloration that occurs in the surface of the meat. It's basically just like a little area of well done texture, and you don't want that. Hope you can hear me over this little. I'm just going to brown the fat cap right now. Make it really. Oh my god, look at that. That's beautiful. And then we're just going to go blam. Then we're going to turn that down to medium, and the residual heat will finish caramelization. And we're going to add a hunk of butter, and come on, you bastard. That was a little bit too much, but good. Oh my god, that was way too much. And a good thing of thyme. Then you get a spoon, you mix that around. And then what you do is you baste. You baste with the butter. And you keep it kind of moving around. So the bottom finishes caramelization, and then this thymy butter infuses the whole thing. Look at that. A little bit of garlic would be better, but we're going to be serving it with a Benoit sauce, so we don't need to. Although, to be honest, it's already got a beautiful taste. I want the noir sauce, though. It's so tasty. You liked it, didn't you, Olivia?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I think I had it cold and 5 hours after.
Alright, so that's done. Like I said, it's done so quick. Move over here. We're going to chuck it. Come on, you bastard. There we go. And we're going to drape the thyme over it. What we're going to do is, while Olivia gets some sexy shots of that, I'm going to drain off the excess fat. You see it's just started to become brown, which means we did it in the right time. It smells amazing. Could do with some seasoning. Oh dear. And then, because I'm an idiot and I didn't get the foil prepared, I'm going to tent it with foil. And there is an old adage, you should always rest big things of steak for like 20 minutes. Because it's cooked at such a low temperature, it doesn't need to rest for more than 2 minutes. Like literally 2 minutes. But I'm gonna foil it and close this because it's freezing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the sauce because I forgot to get the garlic ready. Good boy. Good garlic. There you go. Hello. Oh, she's tending it because she doesn't want it cold.
Yeah, I like cold steak.
Don't worry.
And,
Recording? Cool. Remember, it's being served with hot sauce. So the garlic, I don't want to crush it too much. It's just the easiest way to peel it. I like to cut off the little tips because, I don't know, I find they add a little bit of a bitter quality to some of the flavor. I'm kind of doing this badly because I'm in a rush and I'm not used to speaking to a camera when I cook. I'm normally used to just talking to myself or singing to Passion Pit or something. The thing with this sauce is really simple. It is such a simple sauce. That's what's so tasty about it. And it's not exactly calorific either. It's just nice. It's just a little expensive because you make it with balsamic vinegar, and you really want to use nicer balsamic vinegar. There are grades of different balsamics, and this one I would say is on the nice. It's in the nicer end, but it's still not the nicest it could be. It's actually the third. It's actually the lowest on the official scale. But most balsamic vinegar isn't actually very good. It's kind of colored vinegar, really. This is the real deal. Okay, there we go. Ooh, nice angle. Hope you get my good side. We hit over here. And we add the garlic to it. I'm going to add back some of the butter. There's actually a mix of butter and ghee. And we're not really cooking this super heavily. And then I'm going to look up the recipe because I forgot. So what we're doing is we're just toasting the garlic. And really this is kind of imbuing the butter with the flavor. They was having a nice time there sitting against the radiator.
so warm.
So warm.
Toasty.
Toasty. Tomato paste.
Vegetable draw.
And I like bourbon. I don't have any bourbon, so I'm probably gonna add some vodka to it.
A tiny little bit of whiskey. Oh, no. No.
Teeniest tiny little spittle of vodka. There we go. Garlic gets a little color. How you can tell it's done is when it starts to get aromatic, which is the cook till aromatic kind of stage. That means you get a touch of brown, but really what you're looking for is the garlic. I don't know, man. It's one of those things. You know when you smell it. The garlic smells garlicky, not like raw garlic, but that kind of tasty, toasted, cooked garlic flavor. It's kind of like when you're making a roux and you smell cooked pie crust. We'll do that in another video though, so don't worry. And we're gonna pour out 2/3 of a cup. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring that up to temperature. And we're gonna add the whiskey.
Okay, maybe we didn't have any whiskey.
No, we didn't have any whiskey, whatever. And we're gonna add a little sploogel of tomato paste. Not much, just a little kajagger. The spice, I'm going to use some of this peppery bulba from Retros. Let me know when you want to get that sponsorship deal on, Waitrose. I am all ears. And then we're going to just keep this moving. What we're doing is we're going to reduce this by about 1/3, and then that is literally it. I'm also going to add some salt and pepper. You actually wouldn't normally... Ooh, I spilled some. You actually wouldn't normally need to add pepper to this because normally you're making a pan sauce. Oh, yeah, watch out the steam as the vinegar rises. Yeah, I just splashed like a freaking moron. Oh, don't show them. No, don't show them. No. No. So what happens, or ignoring that, is this reduces... Is this sugar? As it reduces... the excess water leaves it. Wait, I'll say the pepper. You wouldn't normally add pepper because you're obviously would pepper a steak. But the thing is that we have not actually cooked the steak in this pan, we've only seared it. So there is no fond. So we're just gonna reduce this. Oh God. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna liberate the sides a little bit and hope it works. Looks plenty cooked. Looks simple from here, right? But, I don't know what we do. Put a plate on it.
I think it went off the edge of the plate a little bit.
Now, don't worry about it.
Okay. Ready?
Oh boy! I fucked it. It's alright.
Well, there's potatoes and
There is potatoes.
some potatoes here as well.
Oh god, but doesn't that look pretty though? Oh baby.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, yours will look prettier than this.
Yeah, yours will look pretty. Exactly, Olivia. Yeah.
This is what not to do.
Hey man, you know I didn't say I was some kind of expert chef. All right, so we're gonna have the they got the bone. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just kind of cut around the bone because it's just a bit easier. Where's the bone end? There it is. Here's the bone. And then what we do is we go across the grain. Let's hope it's cooked, otherwise Olivia is getting fired.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You got it at the wrong angle.
Look at that beauty. Oh yeah. That's gorgeous. Here, I'll move it a little like this angle for you. It is soft, medium rare. I'm meant to be cutting it more at a cross section. What we're doing is we're cutting it across the grain. Am I cutting across the grain? I can't tell.
Yeah, you are.
Let's try this.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's just
No,
cut.
probably
Let's cut lots of different ways. So this is a beautiful Cote de Boeuf. I am extremely pleased. Then I'm gonna finish the sauce. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little bit of a pitter patter of butter, and we're just gonna keep it moving. We're gonna turn the heat off. We're just gonna keep the butter moving, and this and the butter, the fat in the butter, will react with the acid within the balsamic vinegar, and form and create what's called an emulsion. And it's this epoxy that creates this beautiful viscosity of the sauce. That's it. Jesus, I'm a freaking genius. I probably could play this up a bit better, couldn't I?
Yeah, but you know.
But you know.
We good?
We're good. I probably shouldn't be chewing while doing this. Bit difficult to see with the sauce everywhere.
This one's very good.
Yeah, but this one's a good one. This coloration is actually sauce rather than grey ring. I'm extremely, deeply proud of this. It's beautiful. Thoughts?
Good.
Oh yeah. So that's it. That's I don't know, steak with potatoes and like and a comment, etc, etc. Subscribe. I know it's a new channel. Trying to grow it from my other channel, obviously. Actually, surprisingly, a large number of people have migrated over, which is really surprising. But give me a like and a comment for more stuff like this. Steak, potatoes. I'll do more intricate dishes in the future, but I've just been meaning to do a really nice dish with like martinis, which is what this is a dry vodka martini. Dirty, actually. It's a dirty martini, which means it has olive brine in it. Might do some drinks as well. I don't know. I'm just having fun. I just do this every now and then. Like I said, like and comment. See you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, God, that's good.